Today I'm going to be surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, so let's get straight into it. First, two things that I want to say is that on the left when I press F3 it might say day 1. It's actually day 2 because when you load into a world it will say day 0, so it's always 1 day behind. And the second thing is that in some places a little bit laggy, it's because my computer was really struggling. Anyway, let's go straight in. So when I loaded into my world, I wanted to think of what to call it, and eventually I just decided to call it 100 Days Minecraft Hardcore to make it nice and simple, and then I turned it to Hardcore, and then I created New World. It took a while to load, but I was really excited, and then that was it, day 1. First thing I decided to do was save the coordinates because I wanted to build a house, and I built a small dirt pillar. Then I went to kill some sheep so I could make a bed. Pretty interesting to be honest, and then I collected some seeds because I knew I'd need a farm in the future. I then collected some oak logs because I wanted to get lots of wood for the house. I made an axe and I continued collecting logs. I then built a small house with a chest and a bed, which I pretty much liked, and I enjoyed building it too. I then decided to do a little bit of mining, collect some cobblestone, and that was pretty much it. Day 1 after I collected lots of cobblestone. Then I went to sleep for the first time in my new world. Day 2 had arrived and I went with my new stone pickaxe to get some iron. There was 8 and then I smelted it in my furnace, and I also got some food. I then collected some glass and made some glass windows so I'd be able to see out, because that's what you want to do, see out your windows, right? Anyway, I then cooked up some more food and I started work on my new farm, as you can see by this time lapse. And then I went to go do some more mining, put some coal into my furnace, and then I went to sleep. Day 3 arrived and I continued building on my farm, but not without making the famous cobblestone wall. I'm sure you've seen many people making cobblestone walls, but first I need to clear out an area to be able to put my cobblestone wall in. So that's what I did. Then I started building the cobblestone wall. I made it pretty wide because I had big plans for this world. I then experienced lots of lag, but I also went and found some lava because I dug down to level 11. I looked around to see if I could find any really early game diamonds, but I found some iron and I looked around but I couldn't find any, and then I saw a skeleton. I was not ready to fight the skeleton, so I ran away as quickly as I could. I then realized I didn't have any torches, so mobs would be spawning, and I was pretty worried about that. I then made some torches and made some armor so I'd be more protected, and I put the torches around my cobblestone wall so mobs wouldn't spawn around it. I continued building the cobblestone wall, and then I went to sleep. On the morning of day 4, I continued building my cobblestone wall. And then I continued making some more armor, made some iron leggings, and I placed the torches that I would need in my mine so no mobs would spawn inside it. I then decided to do a little bit of mining to collect some cobblestone for more stone wall, and I made this nice path in front of my door so it would look pretty cool. I then watched a tree grow right in front of my eyes, which I thought was pretty exciting. I continued building my farm even though I hadn't planted anything yet, which is pretty awkward, but I thought that was okay. I wanted this to be the biggest wheat farm in the world. I got my hoe and I started hoeing the ground to begin the biggest farm, actually probably not the biggest farm, but a pretty big farm in this world. I then planted the first seeds of this massive farm. I then looked outside, saw it was nighttime, so I went to sleep. Day 5, I continued building the stone wall. I built a nice little arch so it would be pretty clear that I had an entrance to my door. I put some stuff away in my chest, and I also made the floor wooden so it would be nicer. I then named it Isaac HQ's massive house, I guess, because I like to say I guess at the end of my episodes. My sugarcane was growing well and my farm was also going well. I collected more seeds, and as you can see when I turn around, that I had cleared out a very big area. I closed my door and I continued planting lots and lots of seeds. I continued planting sugarcane because I knew I'd need sugarcane in the future, and that was lots and lots and lots of farming. I then saw it was night time, so I went to bed on day 5. On the morning of day 6, I started building a second floor to my house, and as you can see, I had already started building a small tree farm over there. I then jumped down and I continued hoeing the ground so I could make my farm even bigger, and I planted lots and lots of seeds. I continued building my tree farm and expanding it because I liked wood, I guess. And then I went to sleep on day 6. Day 7, I continued the tree farm with lots more saplings that I had found from cutting down lots of trees, and I realized I need to continue building that stone wall, but not before doing some more farming, because that was my favorite thing in the world. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed farming until I actually started it. I continued building the second floor of my house, and then I did more farming with more seeds that I had collected. I started to gain some wheat because I had waited enough time. I put some glass panes on the second floor of my house to make it a lot more nice. As you can see here, I was pretty proud of my area, and I went to F5 so I can see what I have built so far. But on day 100 this would look a lot better. Anyway, and then I went to sleep on day 7. On the morning of day 8, I continued doing farming because, as I said before, I really enjoy doing this. I collected the wheat and I went down back into the mine to see if there was any diamonds that I had missed when I had escaped. Not before doing more mining iron and coal, because I would need lots of that in the future and I didn't want to come back. I also found some gold, but then my screen went glitchy and I saw a witch, and basically it was a complete disaster. Editing software nearly crashed in the process. I went down to half health and I was extremely scared, so I went back to the surface to do my favorite thing in the world, farming. Breaking the wheat and placing a seed under it, and then I built, or crafted rather, my full iron armor. I was very excited. As you can see, I went to F5 to show off my new iron armor. I then went to the second floor of my house and decided to make this room a chest room, and I didn't put anything in the chest because I'm really weird. I then went up to the top of a small dirt tower and saw my land. I did more farming after that, and then I went to sleep. Morning of day 9, I finally finished building that stone wall that I was supposed to finish building a long time ago, and as you can see here, lots of my trees had grown. And then continued my sugarcane farm and realized I probably need a bigger one. But before building a bigger sugarcane farm, I did more farming. I cut out the area of the land that I would need to build my bigger sugarcane farm, and encountered a small water lake, but that was nothing that Isaac HQ couldn't overcome. That sounded really cringy. I collected the sugarcane that had fully grown, and then I spammed my pickaxe into the bed and I went to sleep. Day 10, and I continued building the stone wall to make my sugarcane farm bigger, and this is what it looked like by the end of it. I was pretty happy with it, and I was going to plant some sugarcane very soon. As you can see here, that's exactly what I did. I planted the sugarcane. I then did more farming and more farming, so I'd never need to get any more food because I didn't want to get any animals, because whatever. Anyway, I continued to build my farm because I realized I would need a bigger farm. Well, I didn't actually need a bigger farm, I just wanted a bigger farm. I collected some cobblestone for some more stone wool, and I went to sleep on the night of day 10. So far, my series was going really well. I then went back to the sugarcane farm to plant some more sugarcane, and I did some more normal wheat farming so I could collect some more wheat. As you can see here, I break the wheat and place a normal seed under it. I was having a lot of fun. I then continued building my farm, and I planted a lot more seeds, as you can see here. I then did more hoeing the ground, and I did a lot more seed planting after that. I then made the front of my house a lot nicer, so I would feel more at home. I then did the same for the outside of my house. My sugarcane farm had finally grown to its full size, I didn't want to make any more because I wouldn't need it, and then I looked up on top of my dirt tower again to see that my place looked really nice. I then went to sleep. On the morning of day 13, I continued doing farming because, as I said lots of times before, I enjoyed doing it, and I decided to do a little bit of strip mining to see if I could snag any diamonds, because I wanted to get diamonds because it was day 13 and it was already pretty much time to get diamonds. So I continued strip mining, and I continued strip mining. I found lots of coal, I found lots of iron. Iron was very useful. I found some lapis even. I even found redstone, pretty common though. And while I was looking around caves, I also found a mine shaft, but I didn't feel ready to go in yet, so I decided to just press F3 and save the coordinates so I could explore it later. I collected some gold as well, and I need to smelt it up, so I boxed myself in. I made a clock so I know what time it is while I'm mining, and that led into day 14. I mined for a very long time. I went back straight up to the surface, and I popped some stuff away in my new chest room, which was the second floor of my house. As I said before, I continued doing more farming, so I had lots and lots of food. And I went up back to my pillar and did a screenshot of my land to send to my friends, because they actually gave me the idea to do this. Day 14 ended with me sleeping. Morning of day 15, I broke my cobblestone wall, surprisingly, because I wanted to build a bigger farm. More food, bigger farm. That's literally all I did. That's the end of day 15. Morning of day 16, I torched up the wall so no mobs would be spawning. I cut out some floors so I could put some water in so my crops would not fail. I filled it up with water, and I started hoeing the ground a lot. It was going to be very, very, very big. I did lots of farming to collect lots of seeds so I could start planting my bigger farm. As you can see, lots of wheat had actually grown, and I was very happy with this. And then made a time lapse of me planting lots and lots and lots of seeds. So far, pretty good. But then I need to go to sleep. Day 18, I continued planting these seeds, and I continued doing normal farming, breaking the wheat and placing it back. You can see here, more seed planting, and then that was it for day 18. Lots of farming have been going on these few days. Day 19, guess what I did? I forgot to fix up my title, so this is what you're going to see. Sorry, Rudy, don't dislike. This is what I did. I did sugarcane farming. I made loads of wheat. As you can see, I had enough for so much bread, like a ridiculous amount of bread, enough to last me a decent amount of Minecraft days. I then looked over my farm because I was very proud of it, and I went to sleep. That was the end of day 19. I'm really sorry about that title. Day 20, I looked over my area, which I was still really proud of. I'd been doing a lot of this lately, and I decided to build an even nicer front garden. But then I saw the guys, the pillagers. I said that completely wrong, and I decided I wanted to kill them because there's an advancement called voluntary exile, where you actually kill a pillager captain. But before that, I wanted to quickly finish off the front garden of my house, because everyone knows that's a lot better than killing pillagers. So after I placed this, I thought it looked a lot nicer, and I decided to go over to the pillagers and kill them once and for all. As you can see here, one of them had an enchanted crossbow. They started killing each other. I lost a couple hearts, but it wasn't a complete disaster. You can watch this with me. As you can see, they started shooting each other. One of them died. I killed them, and then I went on to the next one to kill. He died, and then I killed the next one. Pretty easy to kill things with an iron axe, because iron axe does a lot of attack damage. I killed the pillager captain, and I got the advancement voluntary exile. I then decided I should do some exploring because I hadn't done any of that. It was already a fifth of my journey, so I just did some exploring. I found a swamp, but then it was time to go to sleep, so I went to sleep. And I continued exploring. You won't believe what happened, like literally. I continued exploring. I found lots of dark oak logs. I decided to collect them. I wanted leaves. I found a lava pit. I found a very big plains biome. I found this room portal right by the ocean. I was pretty happy that I found the ocean, because I could find the pretty cool stuff. As you can see here, I found a sunken ship, which I saw, and then I saw an ocean monument, which I thought was sick. So I saved the coordinates, and then I saw some stone bricks in the distance. I'm like, okay, maybe it's one of those ocean rooms. And then I realized, wait, that's a lot of stone bricks. And I was literally in shock because I had found the stronghold by accident on day 21 of my series, right next to an ocean monument too. And I was like, absolutely gobsmacked. I was really, 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 really happy. I was like literally in shock. So I decided to collect my boat, go down, and possibly explore it. But first, I need to go to sleep because I didn't want to be exploring around at night time. So I went to sleep on day 21, maybe the best day so far. I found a library in the stronghold. I collected loads of bookshelves so I could make an enchanting table. I found some cool enchanted books, and then I went back to the surface and went to sleep. I continued exploring the stronghold, but I couldn't find, for the life of me, the portal room, so I need to find that when I was actually going to kill the Ender Dragon. I found a ravine under the stronghold, and I decided to explore that to see if I could find any diamonds, but I couldn't, so I got my buried treasure map from the sunken ship, which I had found, and went to go look for it, the treasure, that is, and I went to the island where it actually was, and I mined the sand and dirt to find it. As you can see here, I found the land where it actually was, and I mined the cert. The cert? What the heck is cert? The sand and dirt to mine it. As you can see here, I looked for it, I couldn't find it just yet. I didn't find it, so I went to sleep day 24, and I decided to go back home, and I also saved the coordinates of the ocean monument and the stronghold, so I knew where it was once I decided to kill the Ender Dragon. I found lots more sunken ships, and then once I got home, I did my favorite thing in the whole wide world, farming. And so I did some farming with my seed and wheat and whatever, and I also crafted a fishing rod because I wanted to do some fishing, mainly because I liked advancements and I wanted to get the fishing advancement. If you didn't already know, there's also an advancement called tactical fishing, where you catch a fish with your bucket, which is pretty difficult to do, but I did that as well. I then went with my caught fish, I decided to build an area for it, so I got some glass planes, I put my fish down, and I decided to go to sleep. Next morning, there was a disaster. I placed my water bucket in the wrong place, and all my torches got swept away in the process. I was extremely frustrated, not very happy. Once I fixed that up, I built a tall lookout tower so I could look over my land every now and then. I then edited the front of my house, and I went up to the tall tower to see what my place looked like, and also made it a little bit safer and bigger. Placed my torch inside. I looked down, thought it looked pretty cool, but it was becoming night time, so I had to go to sleep, and that's exactly what I did. I went to sleep. Next morning, days 26 to 27, I got some trees, and I built a third floor to my house. This third floor, spoiler alert, was pretty much useless. I placed some windows on it. It was looking pretty disgusting, but whatever. And I looked over my area and was very proud of it. This is like my best world in history. Like, I'm really, really not that great at surviving in Minecraft. All my previous attempts were awful, but this one had been great. And as you can see, I spammed my bed to go to sleep. I kept spamming it. I spammed it. I spammed it. I spammed it. I spammed it, and I went to sleep. Next day, I went to do some more mining to see if I could get any diamonds. It had been quite a few days, about a quarter of my journey through this world, but I still hadn't found any diamonds, which is pretty worrying. But voila, I found the diamonds. I was very excited, and it wasn't too little as well. It was 5, which is perfect for an enchanting table and a diamond pickaxe. I was extremely happy, and I placed torches in the tunnel, and that was my journey to 5 diamonds. I then collected, I think, 14 obsidian, because that's the amount you need. I made my enchanting table, and I started building my area for my enchanting table with the bookshelves and stuff. Day 28, I built my nether portal, and I decided I'd have a look what's inside and see what it's like inside there. So I went through, a little bit laggy, and I found a spawn in a ravine because I forgot that when you build your nether portal underground, you're going to spawn in a ravine. I was pretty annoyed, but I thought this is better because it's protected. Sorry. I lagged through my portal and I came back to the overworld with my finished enchanting table set up, but I still hadn't had level 30. But my full farm had grown, so I collected all the wheat, and you will not believe I had stacks upon stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of wheat, which was absolutely insane. I had to put everything back in a chest so I would have enough space in my inventory. Look at how many seeds that is. And once I had finished, this was day 30 by the way, I changed my editing software. I don't know what I'm doing. This led to day 30, from day 29 to day 30, and I had to pre-plan all the seeds, and then that was it for that day. Day 31, I built an ice bridge across a river which was next to my house. I thought, pretty nice, maybe I should make this part of my cobblestone wall someday. And then I went back up to my lookout tower to look at my land, and I collected some dark oak logs because I had a very big project in mind. And that was it, I went to sleep. Day 32, I started my big project because it's going to be a massive path. Copied this idea from Luke the Notable. Link in the description, I think I said. And my massive bridge went over a spruce pine and went to sleep. Next 2 days actually, I continued building this. I was having lots of fun in this world. Third of the way through this world. I placed some fences on the side so no mobs could walk in, even though I still hadn't placed any torches on it. I collected wood and went to sleep, collected more wood, continued building the bridge, and I built as far as I could and I went to sleep. I continued building the bridge and I got through the spruce biome into another biome, which I didn't actually show, but it had a pillager outpost at the end of it. I did some more mining to see if I could get any more diamonds, because I kind of wanted to get some diamond armor because I felt it was at that point. So I did some mining. As you can see, it was pretty unsuccessful in the beginning. I found some redstone, placed the torches obviously, and I continued mining. I found some lapis too. Lots and lots and lots of ores that were not diamonds were found. I went to sleep and I found a cave, and guess what I found? Ow, my hand. I found a mob spawner. And I was pretty excited about this because I could use this to make an XP grinder in the future. Even though I don't remember even if I did. Anyway, I found a ravine and I placed water, and I found more diamonds, which I was very happy about. Unfortunately, you're about to see the bad news. See it with your own eyes. Once I had mined the diamonds, it wasn't actually totally bad news, but there was only 2. Literally 2. So I went to sleep that day. Next day, I got a horse, which I was very excited about, and in that mob spawner, there was diamond horse arm and a saddle, so now I had a really, really, really good horse. I don't really care if he was fast or he could jump high, I just cared that he was my horse. By the way, with a name tag, I don't know if I did this now or later, but I called him Johnny. I have no idea why I called him Johnny, I just felt like it. I placed some hay bales for him, and I broke my stone wall yet again so I could build another area, not for a farm, just an area. As you can see, I placed more stone wall, and I collected more trees and more trees. I killed some enderman, and I started building a phantom farm because I was preparing for the ender dragon already, because once I fought the ender dragon I would need some slow falling potions, and this phantom farm was designed by Shuttlecraft. If you want this phantom farm, link in the description, you can check it out. And I continued building my stone wall, and the phantom farm worked a lot better than I initially expected, which I was very happy about. Day 43, I rode on my bridge with my lovely horse, Johnny, and I went on a journey of death, and I nearly died on this journey. I have no idea why I did it. I literally went down to below half health. While I was running or riding home, I found a village very close to my house, only about 100 to 200 blocks away, which I was very happy about. I could use this in the future. With that village outpost that I said I found earlier, I decided it'd be a great idea to start a raid because I'm an idiot. So I was having pretty good fun in this raid. The iron golem of the village was doing very, very well. However, I couldn't find 2 raiders, and I found them like trying to kill a villager. And so I did what I was supposed to do. By the way, this raid was an extremely bad idea. I have no idea what I was thinking. I decided that it would be a good idea to start a raid. And then the second wave of the raid began with my little stone wall area. I killed the raiders, not all of them though. There was a Vindicator, there was loads and loads of stuff. I killed loads of stuff. I'm pretty sure my iron golem died, which is pretty sad. But in the end, I couldn't find the last pillager. But eventually, I found the Vindicator. And Vindicators do a lot more damage than I expected. Full iron armor I had, and he took me down to 2.5 health. That was absolutely ridiculous. Next wave of the raid, there was a Ravager, which I easily built beat because the pillagers are not easily get to me. Ravager, if you don't know, when you kill a Ravager, you get a saddle, and so that's what happened. I got another saddle from the Ravager. Next wave was an absolute disaster. I got hit by a witch, and I thought, okay, I'm probably going to be taken down to half health, I think, but it took me down a lot lower than I expected. She took me down straight to half a heart, and I was scared. This was like the closest I had come to dying in this series so far, and I was very, 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 very scared. But luckily, poison stopped, and I managed to regen, and I was calm. I was really, really stressed out in this moment, and then I went to sleep. Next day, the raid continued, but the raid had actually stopped, so I couldn't get Hero of the Village because I had been in the raid for too long. And if you don't know, if you're in a raid for too long, the raid just stops happening. And I was down to half hard again because I'm still an idiot, and I finished day 49 to 51. Next day, I decided to go back home, and I got the advancement Old Betsy, which is shoot a crossbow. I decided to look to see if I could find any more diamonds or any more cool ores. I ran around the caves, as you can see here. I had actually enchanted my pickaxe. I think it was Fortune 1 and Efficiency 2, which was pretty good. I ran around, I killed a bat. Why did I do that? Anyway, don't eat bats, kids. I continued mining. And yes, I did find more diamonds. I had Fortune 1, I think, on my pickaxe. So I got a little bit more than I would have got without Fortune. And it was a decent amount of diamonds too, which made me pretty happy. You can hear I'm happy. I think I didn't see how many I got there. And when I was coming back, I literally had a heart attack. I dropped my compass and my bucket because I was so shocked. I did not expect that skeleton to be there. My heart just exploded. I was like, anyway, I crafted my first bit of diamond armor and put it on so I'd be nice and safe from mobs. I considered enchanting it, but I didn't do that just yet. As you can see, I had a lot of iron collected from all my mining journeys, and I also made a diamond helmet which I enchanted, and I also enchanted my chest plate with... what did I enchant it with? I don't know what I enchanted with. Fire protection, did I? Christ. I don't know. But I enchanted with fire protection because I'd be going to the Nether, and Nether is full of fire, and I expanded my stone wall to make my area pretty big. Then I went to sleep. I enchanted my leg and my boots as well. So I completed torching up my area so that not many monsters spawn, and I went to sleep, and I was floating in my bed, so I said whoa in the chat. I then decided it was time to go to the Nether to collect my blaze rods. The reason it says day 53 to 57 is because while editing I lost track of what day it was. I got the advanced enchanted sender while looking for the fortress. I found a bastion, but I didn't really want to explore it. I found loads of different biomes, nether biomes. I didn't want to get attacked by any piglins, so I avoided them with my lovely dirt tactics, which actually worked pretty well, better than I initially expected. And I explored the nether, until I found a fortress about 1,100 blocks away, which is ridiculously far, like really far. I found a blaze spawner. I killed the blaze. I only had, I think, sharpness 1 in my sword, which is still better than nothing. And I collected a bunch of blaze rods, enough to get like a brewing stand and a bunch of stuff like that. And I went back home from the Nether. By the way, on the way back from the Nether, something that triggered me is that I actually found a fortress on the way back, which was only a couple hundred blocks away from my house. That annoyed me. I don't know if I found it in this Actually, I did. You can see it. If you just saw a glimpse of it, yeah, just there. I found a fortress really close to my house. I was being chased by piglins too, which was pretty annoying. As you can see, that I fell into some lava, but I was fine. I went back to the overworld and I started on my journey back to the village, I think, so that I could trade for ender pearls. I wanted to trade with piglins, but I decided I didn't want to be in the Nether anymore. Nether, probably my least favorite place because of all the risks. And I made myself a Fletcher villager, and I cut down lots and lots and lots of trees. Good lord, I'm actually doing this on one take if you guys don't know, so I'm actually losing my breath. I don't even have any water, I'm gonna die. Right, so I collected lots of flint, because you can trade flint with some villagers. And so I collected flint, I ran around, I did a load of really weird stuff. And I made a fletching table, and I gave the job to a villager. It took me a while to find the villager that would accept the job. I ran around, I collected a composter because I felt like it. That would actually come in pretty useful in the future. I went to sleep on this day. Day 58 disappeared in my recording files, so I don't know what happened there. Unless I counted wrong, whatever. Day 59, I continued looking for the Fletcher, and I found the Fletcher, and I did lots of trading with him. He's probably... I really don't like him, because I don't know why with villagers, like you trade 32 sticks, sometimes they go down to 31 sticks. Well, this villager decided it'd be a nice idea to go up to like 56 or something, which I really didn't like. I collected some arrows from him though, which was very useful. I wanted him to trade sticks and arrows with me so I could get emeralds and I could get arrows pretty easily. As you can see, he completely exploded his trades, which I didn't like. Anyway, I finished getting all my ender pearls. On day 62, I was going to fight the Ender Dragon, but I decided I need to wait a little bit longer. As you can see here, I'm looking through my chests, and I wanted to do a bunch of stuff before I went straight to find the Ender Dragon. As you can see, my farm was doing pretty well too. And I saved and quit my world. Next day, I collected some more logs so I could build some stuff, and I started building up a big thing. I made an animal farm. Very big, I know. I also made some paintings because I hadn't made a painting in Minecraft since I played Minecraft P back in 2000 and whatever. As you can see, I struggled quite a lot to get the painting that I wanted. I wasn't really a professional at getting paintings. Anyway, I pretty much gave up on that. And I looked at my farm and I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to show my friends. I collected 2 sheep, so that sounded bad. I lured 2 sheep so that I could breed them and kill their children. I actually did breed them, and I got 2 cows as well, and I breeded them as well. I was going to get some pigs as well. As you can see, I had some potatoes. Unfortunately, I didn't have any carrots yet, but I did use my potatoes. I then found some chickens, and I breeded them as well. So my animal farm was going well. Day 65, I decided to start a small potato farm, and I went back to the Nether for some reason. I have no idea why. As you can see here, I completely screwed up my recording because I was looking at my coordinates for the fortress that I had found, and as you can see there, I had found my fortress. I went back to the fortress because I needed nether wart, for brewing potions, and I wanted to make some slow falling potions and stuff, and I forgot to get nether wart the first time I went to a fortress, so I had to go back to the fortress to find some nether wart. I'm losing my breath. Right, I went up to the fortress and collected my prize of nether wart. As you can see, there's a big magma cube chasing me. And this fortress was probably a really good fortress, but pretty much open. I could use it in the future, maybe to fight the wither, I don't know. Anyway, I ran around the fortress looking for chests and places where I'd be able to find some nether wart, but unfortunately I didn't find any. I had to lower down my frame rate because my computer was getting pretty laggy. As you can see here, I was messing around. Once I found the nether wart, I went back home and I did some brewing. I accidentally made some mundane potion by accident, but I did have my 3 slow falling potions. I bred my animals and decided it was time to go kill the Ender Dragon, day 68. I went with my sheep, good lord. I went with my cow, oh my goodness. I went with my horse, and I went 1,000 blocks the wrong direction, but eventually I found the full room, and I was like, okay, it's Minecraft Hardcore. If I die, it's it. So I drank my slow falling potion on day 69. Wow, that's exciting. I put on my voice break. I put on my pumpkin so Enderman wouldn't attack me, and I got the advancement. You need a minute. Oh, okay, this is actually going pretty good. And I nearly died multiple times to the dragon breath, but once the dragon was really low, I got on my bow and started shooting him, and or her, and she died. Oh my goodness! I killed the Ender Dragon. For the first time in my life, and I had 30 seconds of slow falling left. So if I didn't kill the Ender Dragon in the next 30 seconds, I would have been screwed. So I did it, but I didn't, and I was really happy. I didn't forget to get the dragon egg, but I was really happy with all the XP I was getting. I would do lots of enchanting once I got home. Whew. I found an ender pearl, which I was pretty excited about, and I thought about getting the elytra. I got the dragon egg, and I was like, should I get the elytra? Should I get the elytra? So I did. I went to the end cities, and I ran around, and I found it. I found it. I was so happy. Day 70. I found the elytra, and I was like, this is going so good. This was going so great. This was amazing. I collected my absolutely cruddy loot, and I got my elytra. I didn't wear it yet though because I didn't want to waste its durability. I also collected the item frame because I like item frames and I think they're pretty cool. I went through and I saw the end credits, and I went back to my normal view without the pumpkin head. I was like, okay, we've defeated the Ender Dragon, now we can work on some bigger projects. I didn't forget to get my horse though. I would never forget to get Johnny. And I got a really OP sword with sharpness 5, and I called it We Did It Lads, and I actually called my pickaxe Holy Crap. So when you put them next to each other, it's like Holy Crap, we did it lads. And with my bow, I called it the Dark Destroyer because I felt like it, and that's what I like. So once I called it the Dark Destroyer, power 2 on breaking 2, I thought it was pretty good. My anvil was breaking there. And then I made a shrine for my dragon egg so that I could remember it forever and ever in this world. Whew, I'm pretty hungry. Right. I then went to do some animal breeding. As you can see here, I'm breeding animals. My chicken farm was going pretty good, and I was pretty excited about it. I then started work on a small mine, so that I could do mining in the future here. So one half would be mining, one half would be storage, and yeah, that's what I did. Day 75 to day 78, I did some more farming, I breeded more animals, and I decided to go back to the village. In the village, I just walked around, checked that my villagers were okay, that they weren't dying, because I'm really nice. I walked around and I didn't really find any problems, so I rode my horse straight back home. I put water over this lava pit because, you know, disasters happen around lava, so I didn't want to die around there. So, yeah, that's what I did there. I continued riding my horse home, and once I got home, I was like, cool, I'm happy. And then I went back to the forest because I had actually seen a dog, and I had some bones, so I tamed a dog on my 3rd try, I think. I was like, yes, we have a dog. We have a dog. I was really happy. Now we've got 2 pets. My dog teleported to me, and I got home and I called my dog Alex after my first YouTube subscriber. Shout out to Alex. Thank you for subscribing. And then I decided maybe I should kill the Wither because my brother had told me you should probably kill the Wither. However, I had a problem. I didn't have looting 3 on my sword, so I killed literally tens and tens and tens of Wither skeletons. However, I didn't get any Wither skulls. However, I had fun killing the blaze with my bow because I like using my bow and I liked doing stuff with my bow. Going to the Nether was probably a pretty bad idea because my armor had died and taken a lot of damage. I used the composters that I stole from the village well, and I continued breeding my animals. I then started building a bridge because I thought it'd be cool to build a bridge over my land. The bridge started looking really good. I started throwing eggs at children, and then I continued building the bridge, and I thought, wow, this actually turned out pretty good. I'm usually pretty bad at building, but this actually doesn't look bad at all. And as you can see, I built a sign to my bridge because I thought that would probably be a good idea. I completely messed up that block placement. It looked absolutely dreadful. I then went to sleep and I said woohoo bridge done in the chat because I was really happy. I collected more dark oak logs because my biggest project yet in this world was about to start construction. A massive cathedral church thing, circle thing. So as you can see, I started by building a massive circle because that's where all the best things start. And I realised this is actually going to collide into my animal farm. No worries though, it'll be the animal farm. They probably have pretty bad living conditions, but at least they'll know that there is a nice wall next to them. I started building the circle. I thought, okay, this circle is pretty big. This is going to be a pretty difficult project. I built up all of it. And as you can see here, I'm going up to continue building said wall. I did a little bit of enchanting. I found looting 3 finally, so I can maybe kill the wither. And I decided to go kill some skeletons, which made my armor disappear. And well, some of my armor broke, which was absolutely dreadful. But once I got level 30, I managed to get that looting 3 book that I'd been looking forward to getting. I ran down the stairs, I went to the enchanting table, I put the book in, and I got that looting 3. And I popped it on my sword, which wasn't actually too expensive. It was only 7 levels, and now I had a really good sword. However, it did a knockback on it, which I wasn't totally happy with. Before I went, I decided to continue building my cathedral church thingy, which was actually getting pretty big. And I went to the Nether, and this was probably one of my near death moments. By the way, this is the first. Did you see that? Did you see that? That was really close, isn't it? Slow motion. Nearly, literally fell off. But this kind of made up for it the next moment. By the way, these were the first 2 wither skeletons that I attempted to kill. The first 2 that in this session with my looting 3. And ta-da! Literally the first wither skeleton, I got a wither skull. And I was like, wow. And within 8, only 8 wither skeletons, I got 3 wither skulls. I'm like, why didn't I get looting 3 earlier? Absolutely fantastic. As you can see, my armor was near breaking point. I built this cool little nether thing, and I put some lamps over my area, so it would make my area look, a little bit nicer. I decided time to kill the wither. Shouldn't be too difficult. First, I'm killing the wither legit. I shot it with my bow, first few times obviously, and I feel like I'm one of the first people to kill the wither legit without getting the wither. Hit the wither with my sword, and it was so surprisingly easy. I built my beacon, and I put, I think, speed on it, because why not? And now I had my beacon, and my world was starting to look really quite nice. This was day 90, and I continued building the floor of my big cathedral thingy, and this was going really, really well. As you can see here, I built a man-made waterfall because I thought that would look pretty cute in my land. I then did some stuff with my animals, I breeded them, and I sheared the sheep, and I went back to the Nether. Day 91 to day 100, I collected some of these shroom lights because I wanted to use them in my world to make it look a lot nicer. And yeah, once I got back, I used the shroom lights to make my world look nicer. And I also was thankful for my stone wall so the zombies wouldn't get me. I built a fountain. I don't know if I put that in, I don't think I did. Anyway, I went up to the top of my waterfall thingy, and I thought, wow, this actually looks really, really, really good. I was really happy with it. I then placed more dark oak logs so I could make my cathedral thingy even bigger. And yeah, that's what I did for the next few minutes, and I also killed the skeleton from really far away. I planted more potatoes, and I also got some carrots, and that was pretty good. I collected lots of eggs from my chickens, so I didn't even need to breed them, I just threw the eggs. I then started with my mine, and I went mining in my new mine. It went pretty well so far. I hadn't died yet, and I mined and mined and mined. I found lots of redstone, but then I found lots and lots of diamonds, and I managed to get myself full diamond armor again. And I was like, I don't care what enchants I get, I just want full diamond enchanted armor. This is gonna look sick. Right, so I enchanted my full armor, and I thought, oh wow, I actually look insane. My chestplate was probably the most OP part of this. I made a new anvil, and my chestplate had protection 4 and breaking 3, so now it was very good. I renamed it, I think. I think I called it Blue Shirt, I believe. Let's see. Yes, I was right, I called it Blue Shirt. I made this lapis lazuli throne because I found a ridiculous amount of lapis. I did some more animal breeding. I built a nice path around my whole area, and that's what I did for the night. I wasn't sleeping nowadays because I want to spend more time in this world, and as you can see, I continued building my path around my whole area. And I killed some phantoms so that I could get some phantom membranes. I didn't know why I did that, I just felt like it. Once I collected some phantom membranes, I was in a pretty good mood because we nearly survived 100 days. As you can see, I'm walking around my area just admiring it. I was so happy with this world. You will not believe it. Like, literally, I was so happy. I drank a water bottle because why not? Everyone needs to stay hydrated. I went around to my cathedral church thing. As you can see, I built a staircase up, put some barrels there. I went and collected some potatoes and carrots and stuff. Don't know if you use Fortune 3, you get more. I gained some golden carrots, so now I had an even better food source. And I went to sleep. It was day 99, nearly day 100. I went to the top of my cathedral, and now at this point, it was only like 9 minutes of real life time until
99.
I had.
The sun goes down.
And now this is real time me talking.
Excited. Do I say anything?
Hello. This was really good. I'm surprised.
Evening of day 99. Oh my goodness. 100. Ah.
That's like, oh my god.
Day 100. We did it. We did it. We did it. Day 100. Right, I'll do a mini tour. Here's my Ender Dragon egg, my viewpoint, my massive farm, my bridge, my other bridge, my lapis lazuli, my beacon, my phantom farm, my man-made waterfall, my fountain, my nether thing, my mine over there. You can see I've got a path around the whole thing, my massive building, I don't know why I put that there, my laggy area, animal thing, and this is what it looks like inside. I won't go up, you've seen that earlier, but this is the best world I have had in my whole entire life. What do you want?
Just show your gear and loot.
Oh yeah, pretty nice. Anyway, we'll take the thumbnail picture. Should I take a thumbnail picture? I'll take the thumbnail.
Oh no, you already made the thumbnail.
And what? Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah.
And that is how I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. Thank you for watching. I've been speaking for the last 50 minutes non-stop. Anyway, I'm gonna have a drink of water and have a good day.